Have you ever noticed that the most peaceful people are often the quietest? There's a quiet strength in knowing exactly what to reveal and what to keep to yourself. In a world that constantly urges us to share more, true wisdom often lies in restraint. The Stoics understood this deeply. What we share can empower us, but it can also make us vulnerable. As we grow older, particularly between the ages of 50 and 75, life teaches us a profound lesson: not everything needs to be said. Privacy is not about secrecy, it's about controlled dignity, and most importantly, maintaining inner peace. In an age where personal details are more public than ever, mastering the art of discretion becomes an essential skill. Today, we'll explore 8 things you should never share with anyone, timeless, stoic insights that can help you protect your peace, safeguard your reputation, and navigate life with quiet confidence. These principles aren't about isolation, but about strength, self-respect, and understanding when silence speaks louder than words. So before you share your next personal thought, ask yourself, does this serve my well-being? Or am I giving away a piece of my power? Stick with me as we uncover the wisdom behind keeping certain things private, and why doing so can lead to a more fulfilled and resilient life. If these insights resonate with you, stay with us until the end and share your thoughts in the comments below. Now let's dive in. 1. Age more than just a number. Ever been asked your age as an icebreaker? A harmless question, but is it really as innocent as it seems? Society places a lot of emphasis on youth, often reducing people to just a number as they age. But as we grow older, especially between the ages of 50 and 75, age stops being a mere number. It becomes a label, one that others use to define your capabilities, relevance, and even your future. So why keep your age private? Once people know how old you are, assumptions can sneak in. Some might treat you differently, offering unsolicited advice, or worse, seeing you through the lens of decline rather than experience. Ageism, subtle as it may be, is real. In societies that claim to value wisdom, the illusion of youth tends to overshadow the worth of experience. But life isn't about numbers. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca said, longevity is uncertain. Measuring life by years rather than experiences is a mistake. The obsession with age can cause anxiety for you and for others. Some may look at your age and assume you have little time left, while others may project their own fears onto you. But what matters is not how much time you have left, it's how you choose to live each moment. By keeping your age private, you free yourself from society's expectations. You define your own existence, unshackled by assumptions about what you should be doing at a certain stage in life. Your energy, passions, and contributions are what truly define you. So instead of focusing on how many years you've lived, focus on what remains to be done. Keep your age private, not out of secrecy, but out of wisdom, because life is measured not in years, but in moments well lived. 2. Money, the secret of financial privacy. Money, as Epictetus said, is not about possessing great wealth, but about having few wants. No matter where you stand in life, whether your financial situation is solid or you're still working towards stability, money is an inevitable part of our journey. Yet it remains one of the most sensitive subjects to discuss, especially as we grow older. Why then should you keep your financial matters private? Because money, whether abundant or scarce, shapes the way people perceive you. If people know about your wealth, it can change how they interact with you. They might treat you differently, offer unsolicited advice, or form assumptions based on what you have or don't have. The Stoics teach us that true wealth isn't measured by the numbers in your bank account, but by your contentment and self-sufficiency. The real value lies in cultivating a sense of peace and satisfaction with what you already have. Money may come and go, but your inner peace should always remain intact. 3. Financial privacy. The weight of wealth. Imagine this: you're wealthy, but what does that really mean for you? To others, you might no longer be seen as a person, but as a resource. Friends and family may begin to expect favors, loans, or financial support. What was once a generous act can turn into an obligation. When generosity is assumed, it no longer feels like kindness. It becomes an expectation, a duty. Over time, this can lead to resentment, and what used to be a genuine relationship may begin to feel transactional. On the flip side, revealing your financial struggles can also put you in a difficult position. People may judge you, look down upon you, or assume that you've made poor choices or failed in some way. In a society that often ties success to material wealth, financial hardships can be seen as a personal failure. But the Stoics remind us that it's not about having too little, it's about craving more. As Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more who is poor." Your worth is not defined by your bank account, but by your character, your wisdom, and your actions. By keeping your financial matters private, you preserve your dignity and autonomy. It protects you from the judgment of others and keeps your wealth, or lack of it, from defining you. The less people know about your money, the more freedom you have to live on your own terms. There's an old adage that says, "Money talks, but wealth whispers." True prosperity doesn't need to be shouted from the rooftops. Whether you have much or little, let your financial situation be your own business. In silence, there is strength. 4. Family secrets. The sanctuary of home. Family is our greatest source of strength and at times our greatest challenge. This timeless truth from Marcus Aurelius reminds us that the bonds we share with family, parents, children, siblings are woven together through love, sacrifice, and yes, moments of tension. Every family has its struggles, misunderstandings, and untold stories. But the wise know that not all family matters should be shared with the world. Why should family secrets remain private? Because trust, once broken, is difficult to repair. Sharing family disagreements or personal conflicts with outsiders opens the door to judgment, gossip, and unnecessary interference. People who don't fully understand the depth of your family struggles might add their opinions into the mix. Problems that could have been resolved within the family become public spectacles, and wounds that might have healed in silence are reopened by the opinions of outsiders. As the Stoics taught, we cannot control the words or actions of others, but we can control how we respond. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. In the context of family, silence is often the path of wisdom. Speaking too freely about internal conflicts damages relationships and robs family members of the dignity and respect they deserve. Keeping family matters private doesn't mean ignoring problems or suppressing emotions. It means handling them with discretion. By addressing conflicts directly rather than airing them out to the world, we preserve the sanctity of family. As we grow older, we might reflect on past mistakes or unresolved tensions, but by protecting our family's privacy, we create an environment where healing is possible. We allow relationships to evolve without the weight of external judgment. In a world that thrives on oversharing, the greatest act of wisdom is knowing when to remain silent. 5. Health, the personal journey. As we reach our 50s and beyond, health naturally becomes a priority. Whether it's managing chronic conditions, relying on medications, or undergoing treatments to maintain our well-being, health becomes one of our most personal matters. But in a world where people often discuss their health openly, it can sometimes feel like a topic everyone wants to weigh in on. Why should we keep our health private? Health is personal. It's the one thing that belongs entirely to you. Your body, your treatment choices, your struggles and your triumphs are yours alone to share or not to share. Revealing too much can open the door for unsolicited advice, judgment, or even pity. But the Stoics remind us you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realizing this gives you strength. Your health, whether it's strong or fragile, should be kept as private as you wish. By maintaining discretion, you take control of your journey and avoid letting others dictate how you feel about your own well-being. And as with financial matters, health is an area where silence can be a form of strength. You don't need to broadcast your every ailment, treatment, or struggle. Whether you are healthy or ill, your well-being is part of your personal life to be shared with those you trust, and only when you choose to do so. 6. Health. The personal journey. The details of your personal medical history are best kept private. Why? Because revealing too much about your medications, treatments, or health conditions can alter the way others see you. The moment you disclose an illness or condition, there's a risk that people will begin viewing you solely through the lens of your ailment instead of recognizing you as a whole person. Conversations that once revolved around your experiences, wisdom, and insights may shift toward discussions about symptoms, treatments, and concerns over your well-being. While the intentions of others may be kind, this shift in focus can feel limiting. You are more than just a patient. You are a person with a lifetime of knowledge, skills, and contributions. Moreover, sharing your health concerns often invites a flood of unsolicited advice. Friends and acquaintances may suggest alternative remedies, extreme diets, or miracle cures, often without scientific backing. While these suggestions usually come from a place of care, they can be overwhelming, misleading, or even dangerous. The Stoics remind us that external circumstances, including our health, are not entirely within our control, but our response to them is. Seneca wisely said, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." This perspective teaches us that maintaining control over your health narrative is crucial, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. Another important reason to keep your health private is to preserve your peace of mind. When others know too much about your health, it can lead to unnecessary worry, judgment, or pity. People might begin to treat you differently, assuming limitations where none exist. Some may view your struggles as a weakness, when in fact, managing health challenges often requires immense resilience and strength. By keeping your medical matters private, you maintain control over your own narrative. You decide how you wish to be seen, not through the lens of someone else's concern. This does not mean suffering in silence. It's essential to seek professional advice and confide in trusted loved ones. But broadcasting your health struggles to a wider audience often does more harm than good. The Stoics teach us that true strength is not found in lamenting our burdens, but in carrying them with dignity. Your health is yours alone. Guard it, not only physically, but also emotionally and mentally. Share wisely, protect your peace, and always remember that your true self is far greater than any condition or treatment you may face. 7. Sexuality, intimacy is sacred. Sexuality is one of the most profound aspects of human existence. It's not just about physical connection, it's about trust, vulnerability, and emotional depth. Contrary to societal misconceptions, intimacy doesn't fade with age, it evolves. For many, love and connection become even richer as the years pass, shaped by experience, mutual understanding, and a deeper appreciation for companionship. Yet in a world that often sensationalizes or stigmatizes the intimate lives of older adults, discretion is not just wise, it's essential. The Stoics remind us that what is sacred should be guarded. Intimacy is deeply personal and should never be a subject for public discussion. When details of one's private life are shared too freely, they become open to misinterpretation, judgment, and even ridicule. People often impose their own beliefs, biases, and assumptions, reducing something meaningful to mere gossip or speculation. Keeping your intimate life private is not about shame, it's about respect. Seneca once said, "If you enjoy present pleasures in such a way as not to injure future ones." This is a reminder that intimacy, when shared too openly, can erode the very bond that makes it special. It flourishes in privacy, nurtured by the quiet trust between two people, not by the opinions of the outside world. When you reveal too much about your romantic or intimate life, you risk allowing others to intrude upon something that should remain sacred between you and your partner alone. In doing so, you may unwittingly undermine the trust and connection that makes your relationship so special. 8. Age. Preserving dignity and discretion. As we age, our desires and needs may change, but the importance of dignity and discretion remains a constant. Sharing too much about your personal life can invite unnecessary scrutiny, turning something deeply personal into a subject for public debate. But when you keep your private life just that private, you retain control over your own story. The Stoics teach us that wisdom often lies in restraint. Strength is found in silence, and true fulfillment does not require validation from others. The more you reveal, the more you risk losing control over how others perceive you. Let your intimate life be a source of joy, not a spectacle. Protect what is sacred to you, and in doing so preserve its meaning. In a world where everything is shared, the most powerful thing you can do is maintain control over what you choose to keep private. 9. Charity. The quiet power of giving. True generosity needs no audience. Giving, whether in the form of money, time, or support, is one of the highest expressions of virtue. Yet, in a world where public recognition is often mistaken for true generosity, the quiet act of charity has become increasingly rare. The Stoics remind us that goodness is its own reward. The moment we seek praise for our acts of kindness, we dilute their purity. Why should charity be kept private? Because giving should be about the recipient, not the giver. When we announce our acts of kindness, we risk turning them into tools for validation. We shift the focus from helping others to being seen as generous. A donation made in silence carries far more weight than one accompanied by applause. It speaks to an inner strength, a strength that gives because it is the right thing to do, not because it seeks recognition. Seneca warned against giving with the expectation of something in return, saying, "A benefit is rendered worthless by the expectation of gratitude." The moment charity is tied to recognition, it loses its nobility. A truly virtuous person gives without the need for acknowledgement, without tallying favors, and without expecting reciprocation. Beyond personal integrity, keeping charity private also protects those we help. Not everyone wishes to be seen as a recipient of aid. Many people take pride in their independence, and publicizing their struggles can rob them of their dignity. By giving discreetly, we allow others to maintain their sense of self-respect. The most meaningful acts of kindness are those that lift others up without making them feel small. The best gifts are those given in silence with no expectation of praise. Wealth, time, and resources are mere tools. Their true value lies in how we use them. Let your generosity reflect your character, not a performance for the world to see. 10. Honor protecting your reputation. It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This insight from Epictetus reminds us that honor is not something we demand, but something we earn through a lifetime of discipline, integrity, and quiet strength. By the time we reach our 50s and 60s, we've likely accomplished much: raising a family, building a career, contributing to our community. But the Stoics teach us an important lesson. True honor requires no announcement. In a world obsessed with recognition, it's tempting to share our achievements to remind others of what we've done. But the more we seek validation, the more we risk weakening the very respect we hope to preserve. Honor is like a flame. It shines brightest when it remains steady and unshaken. But too much attention can cause it to flicker and fade. Seneca warned against seeking external approval, saying it is the mark of an unstable mind to need admiration from others. If your worth depends on recognition, it is not truly yours. It is borrowed, fragile, and dependent on the opinions of others who may not always view you favorably. The Stoic path is one of quiet confidence. Let your actions speak for you, and let your legacy be felt, not flaunted. Constantly speaking of your accomplishments can have unintended consequences. It may invite envy, breed resentment, or make others feel inadequate. A person who frequently reminds the world of their successes risks being seen not as honorable but as boastful. Respect is not demanded, it is freely given by those who recognize true virtue. By keeping certain aspects of your life private, such as your achievements, you preserve the honor you've earned and protect yourself from the distractions of external validation. True honor is found in the quiet pride of knowing you've done well, regardless of whether others notice. 11. Contributions, living with quiet grace. By keeping your personal victories to yourself, you protect your dignity and allow others to see you for who you truly are, not just for what you have done. In the end, the most honorable individuals are not the ones who shout about their greatness, but those who carry it with quiet grace. Honor is not a performance, it's a way of being. Live in a manner that commands respect, and you'll never need to ask for it. The true measure of honor comes from how you carry yourself, not from the applause or validation of others. It's about your actions speaking louder than words and your integrity shining through in everything you do. 12. Insults, letting go of past hurts. Insults, slights, and moments of humiliation are inevitable parts of life. No one walks through the world unscathed. We all experience being misunderstood, criticized, and at times even hurt intentionally. But here's the real question. Will we carry these wounds with us, or will we choose to let them go? The Stoics understood that clinging to past insults only deepens our suffering. When we replay the words of those who have wronged us over and over in our minds, We allow them to occupy space in our thoughts. We give their insults power, turning fleeting moments of disrespect into lifelong burdens. But why let another person's careless words dictate your peace? True strength lies in letting go, in refusing to be defined by past offenses. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Constantly talking about past insults, revisiting old wounds, and seeking validation from others only reinforces their grip on us. Each time we retell a painful story, we reopen the wound and keep the pain fresh. Others may sympathize, but they cannot remove the weight from our shoulders. Only we have the power to choose to release it. Forgiveness, in the Stoic sense, is not about excusing the actions of others. It is about freeing ourselves. It means deciding that the past no longer controls our present. It's about recognizing that the insults we receive say more about the person delivering them than the one receiving them. By keeping these experiences private, we give ourselves the space to heal in silence without the distortions of external opinions or misplaced pity. Carrying anger chains us to those who have wronged us, while letting go allows us to reclaim our freedom. The choice is ours. 13. The power of silence. Guarding what's sacred. As you continue your journey through life, remember, this wisdom is not only about what we know, but also about what we choose to keep within. Silence is not weakness, it is power. What we guard in privacy often holds more strength than what we choose to share with the world. By protecting these 8 aspects of your life, your age, financial matters, family, secrets, health, intimacy, charity, honor, and past insults, you preserve your peace, dignity, and autonomy. In a world that thrives on oversharing, the quiet confidence of keeping certain things private gives you the freedom to live authentically on your own terms. If this video resonated with you, let us know in the comments. Comment 1 if you found it insightful, or 0 if you see things differently. Your thoughts matter. And if you believe in the value of inner strength and quiet wisdom, consider liking this video and subscribing for more content on Stoic philosophy and timeless life lessons. Stay mindful, stay resilient, and remember, true power comes from within. See you in the next video, where we'll explore even more ways to cultivate wisdom and live with greater purpose.